Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So today we will see one more concept in R programming, that is a switch case. So usually we can call it as a switch case or a switch function, right? So this can be represented as switch function, right? And this is also called as a multi-way selection statement. It is a multi-way selection statement. So based upon the input given to the switch function, the corresponding case will be get executed. So here the syntax to implement the switch case is, so switch, which is a keyword, and open the parenthesis, and here we need to write the expression or a value, comma, and give the cases here, right? So we can call it as a value 1, value 2, and so on. So this is a normal syntax to implement the switch case. So this is the input, and based upon this input, the corresponding value will be returned, right? So this is the input for switch. Input for switch. So corresponding value will be returned. So here, for example, let us take some x is equal to switch of, give the value. I will give directly a value like 1, comma. I will give here 10, 20, 30. So the first parameter in the switch, always will be the input. So this is the input, so which is 1. So among the remaining list of elements, the first element will be returned. Okay, so switch will return the corresponding element of the value. So this we call it as a list of elements. Right? So based upon the input, the corresponding element from the list will be returned. So here 1, so the x will be having a value 10. So this is the first value. This is not an index, right? This is not an index. So the positional order. So whatever the element which is available in the first position will be returned. For example, if it is 2, obviously the second position element, what is the second element position? 20. So 20 will be in x. And if it is 3, the third element, 30, will be available in x. So what happens if the input is out of range? So if given input is out of range. So what means out of range? For example, here I have given some 4. So that means it will return, this switch function will return the 4th element. So but we are having only 3 elements. In such case, switch will return null. Switch will return null. So if the given input is out of range, immediately the switch function will return a null. Okay, so this is a one way to implement the switch. That means directly giving the expression or a value, and based upon this one, and the corresponding value will be returned. And the second way of implementation is string expression, with a string expression. So we can match the given value with the multiple cases. So I'll tell you the second example, the second syntax. See, second syntax, switch, and here we can write expression or a value, and from the second parameter we need to use the matches, string expressions, right? So we can write it case, we'll write name1 is equal to value 1 comma name2 value 2, okay, and so on. So this will be the second syntax. That means this name, instead of name I will write it as result1, okay, and here I will write result2. What about this result1 and result2 means that those are the inputs of this particular expression or a value. This particular expression or a value, based upon the value result, that will be matched with this one. So if the expression matches with result 1, the corresponding value 1 will be get executed. Okay, and what happens if it doesn't matches? That means in the previously we have tell that expression or a value is given out of range, then it will return null. But here, if the expression or value doesn't matches with any one of the cases, then what happens? So then automatically unnamed case will be get executed. Unnamed case. So in the last we can give an unnamed case and that will be executed, and that value should not match with any other string expressions. It should not assign to any other string expression. So a little bit confusion. Let me explain with an example, and after that we'll move on to the RStudio and I'll execute each and every case in these two cases. For example, our problem is to perform the perform the arithmetic operations, right? So here I need to take some two operators A and B, two operands, that means input variables, two inputs, and the third input is an operator OP. So here we can give either plus or minus or star or division. So based upon plus, the addition should be performed. Based upon minus, if the input is minus subtraction should be done, and if the input is a multiplication star, it should perform the multiplication and so on. So for that we can write here as switch, and what is the first one? First parameter will be the input. So OP is the input. If OP, and if OP matches with the plus, so which is a character, so I should enclose it in the quotations, is equal to, okay, is equal to, if the OP matches with this plus, what happens? We have to perform the addition, right? So I'll write here a result is equal to switch of OP, and here I can write it as A plus B, A plus B. And if it is a minus, and one thing observe, these are all the different parameters, so I am giving comma. Here we have opened the parenthesis, and for just easy understanding I am writing in a new line. Okay, so if it is minus, it should be A minus B, and if it is a star, it should be A star B, and if it is division, it should be A divided by B. And let us close here. So these are all the 5 parameters, and if OP is a plus, this case will be match, and A plus B will be performed, and that will be returned to result. And if minus is given, this case will be matching, so A minus B will be calculated and the result will be sent to RES. So similarly here. So what happens if the OP is given as some dollar symbol? That means which doesn't matches with any one of these operators. Okay, any one of these cases. OP doesn't matches with any one of these cases. So in such a way, in that case, we need to give an unmatched case. Okay, unmatched case which should not be assigned to any other string expression. Okay, it should not be assigned to any other string expression. So I will write here some print invalid operator, or simply we can write it as, so already we are assigning to result, so here we can write in double quotations invalid operator. So you can observe the last parameter we are not assigning this one to any one of the variable. That implies this is the unnamed case. So this will be the unnamed case. So whenever there is no match, then only the unnamed case will be executed. Then only the unnamed case will be executed. right? Now if you go with the dollar, automatically this invalid operator will comes into this result. Okay, if you give plus, the addition will be done and the final value will be assigned to result. So this is how the matching will be done in the switch case. So whatever the case we are executing without match or with match, so everything should be written as a parameter to the switch function. So we are passing parameters to the switch function, and first parameter will be the expression or the value, and the rest of the things will be the cases, right? So hope you understood the syntax of switch function or a switch case in R programming. Now we'll move on to the R Studio, and I'll show you the implementation of both the cases. So what happens if we are not giving any matches, that means this assignment operator, string expressions, and what happens if we give the same string expression. Okay, and also this unnamed case, when the unnamed case will be executed, and what happens if the input expression or value is given out of range, right? So every case I'll explain you by executing a small programs. So let's move on to the system.
Hello friends, so just now we have seen the complete syntax of switch case in R programming. So here the matching will be done if you are giving any options, or else it will take the positional order, right? So let us start the implementing switch case. We'll open the R Studio, and then we'll write some small syntax and a small program. So switch case will take a multiple parameters. The first parameter will be the option, and the remaining parameters will be the cases. That means what actually should be done, right? See, I'll tell you here some result is equal to switch off, and this switch can be implemented in two ways. As I said, that the first one, you can give an option which is a normal value as a positional value. So let us give 2 comma, and the second line, second parameter onwards, we can give the cases. So what should be executed? For example, I'll give I'll write a branch as CSE, ECE, Triple E, Civil, Mechanical, right? So here I have given, and if you print a result, so here we are not giving any assignment, right? So there will be no match. We are not matching any cases. So the first parameter is 2. So in the positional order, what is the second value? So ECE. So that will be automatically copied to result, and that will be printed. So let us check here. See, you can observe here. Print result. So we'll get ECE as a result. Okay. So if you are not giving any matches, so if you want to give a match, then we have to use an assignment operators. So in that also, everything should be passed as a parameters to the switch function. For example, let us consider, so this is one thing, this is a one thing. Okay, if there is no match, it will obviously the first parameter will be considered as a positional order, and here the positional order will be starting from one only. So I will explain. 1, if we give 1, it will return CSE. If we give 3, it will return Triple E. So what happens if we give some excess value, 7, where 7 is not here? See, then null. Hope you understood. So the first one will be taking as a positional order, and in the particular position, whatever the value is there, that value will be returned. Okay, so the positional order, it will start with the 1 because 0th element is a position, right? So this will be starting from 1 onwards. Now if we implement the switch case with a assignment, assignment matches, right? So let us take some simple calculator: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, four arithmetic operations we'll see, right? So first we need to read 2 variables, values for 2 variables, and the third input is nothing but an operator which we have to give, and based upon the given operator, the particular operation should be executed. So that is our problem. First, let us read two variables. A is equal to as dot integer of read line. Enter value of A, right? And the same thing we can write for B. So the two variables we are reading. Two are integer variables, right? Because we are giving as dot integer, so that means it is an integer variable. Now we have to take the third one, that is a operator. Operator is equal to, this should be a character. So we want to print, we want to give the input as a symbol. Okay, plus symbol for addition, minus symbol for subtraction, star symbol for multiplication, and by symbol for division. So operator is equal to, we can go with a read line, because by default the read line function will return the character data type. So read line, enter operator for enter arithmetic operator, right? Arithmetic operator. Now, so what we have to do? So we need to pass this operator, right? So we can simply go with here, switch. The first parameter will be the option operator, okay, operator, and if that operator matches with, see, cases, the next one is a cases. So the first case, if it matches with the plus, it's a character, so I have enclosed in a quotations. Plus is equal to, so here we need to give the is equal to, which matches, and here I will go with a cat. Sum is, I'll go with A plus B, and comma the second case. So here all the cases will be acting as a parameters to the switch function. So parameters should be differentiated with a comma. So first parameter and the second parameter minus is equal to cat difference is A minus B, comma the third case is a multiplication operator, is equal to cat product is A star B, and the fourth one division is equal to cat division is, and here we can give A by B, right? Difference. Now you can observe, let us execute the program. So there is a small problem. So yes, spelling mistake, read line, yes. Now we can execute. We have to give values for A and B. I'll give some 10 and 20, and here we need to give the operator. If I give the operator as a star, that should be matched with this third case, right? So A star B should be printed. 10 into 2, obviously it will be 200. Obviously it will be 200, right? Similarly, if you give the values some 10, if you give the values as 10, 20, and if you give here plus positive, addition, plus symbol is for addition, so we'll get the result as 30. So what happens if you give the operator which is not available in the cases? That means if the input doesn't matches with any one of the cases. So here we are writing only 4 cases, plus, minus, into, and division. And if the operator value doesn't matches with any other cases, for example, A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20, and I'll give here cap symbol, see, nothing will be displayed here. Okay, so for that purpose we can give it as an unnamed case. Okay, unnamed case. If the input doesn't matches with any one of the case, then immediately the unnamed case will be get executed. So the last parameter can be unnamed case. It will be considered as a unnamed case, right? So here you can write invalid operator, right? So I'm not matching anything else, right? So here this particular last parameter I am not matching with any other operators or any other symbol. So that will be considered as a unnamed case, right? So if the operator doesn't matches with any one of these four, immediately this unnamed match will be executed. For example, let us take source yes, 10 and 20, and if I give any other operator other than plus, minus, star and division, so that will be executed. Invalid operator, you can observe here, invalid operator. So in this way we can implement the switch case, okay, with two different ways. One is by using the match, okay, the first parameter will be the input and that will be compared with the different cases, and here all the cases should be passed as a parameters to the switch function. Okay, then the another way is, if you are not giving any case matches, immediately the order will be taken as a consideration. Okay, so whatever the value given in the first parameter, that positional order will be executed, that positional parameter will be get executed, right? So hope you understood this switch case. So everything will be in a single switch function. Okay, so hope you understood this one. Let us stop here, and if you are having any doubts regarding this one, feel free to post your doubts in the comment section. Definitely I will try to clarify all your doubts. If you really enjoyed my session, like my session, share my session with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.